Today we are looking at the worst pedal boards on the internet. Some of these will really turn your stomach. No. But as always, we're going to try to learn from these pedal board mistakes and try to get better. So without further ado, let's hop into the first board. Okay, so this board, off the rip, it's like actually fairly clean. Tuner on the top side. I like the way things are positioned, like everything's pretty straight. Here's what I will say about this board. Number one, these cables. Oof. You get them in like a 6-pack or 8-pack or something like that, all different colors. Like they're gonna fail you at some point. The funny thing about this, so you've got all of those nasty dealy-doos. You've got one pancake jack to kind of squeeze those in there. And then this guy. These are actually my favorite. There's a couple different versions of them, but the flat cables that have the flat ends, I really like for pedal boards. Very compact, and they work very well. I've not run into issues with that type of cable. So I like that a lot. Number two on this one, gains galore. That's a lot of gains. These are similar in what they do, tube screamer style, mid-hump. So then you've got this big muff, and then you've got the green Russian style big muff. So, you know, two big muff circuits on the same board. If this were my board, I would probably lose this big muff. I would probably lose this Joyo. Yeah, I'd do like 1, 2, 3, 4. Not in that order, but as probably like my gain stages. So 4 gain pedals instead of 6. If I'm gonna take 2 pedals off, I get the tap on the board, and then the other thing is like there's no reverb on this one. I would have to have a reverb. So that's my thoughts of this one. Should I rate these? Make it like the ick scale. So like if there's no ick, then it's like a 0 on the ick scale. 10 would be maximum ick. Because overlap is a thing, I'll call it like a 4.5 on the ick scale. What I do want to say before I get too far into this is that I've come a long way as a pedal board enthusiast. This is my current setup, which is not a perfect board or like the nicest board you've ever seen. This is a very functional board, and I've got a lot of purpose to the way I've laid things out, and I'll explain some of that as I go. I learned very, very fast the value of having all of your pedals contained, not sliding around. That would make loading on and off stage way faster, all of these things. I'm not going to pull punches about how I feel about these pedal boards. However, as I say that, I am also aware that you gotta start someplace. Oh boy. Oh, okay. Y'all seeing this? Make it bigger so you can see it better. You know, feast your eyes on this terror of a board. This is a guy that has made some pedal choices and then has made some other pedal choices and has not necessarily committed to all of his pedal choices. At some point, you've got to commit, brother. I can't even with this one. I can't even. The ick factor is off the scale for me. Okay, so he's got a wah pedal there off the board. That's pretty normal, but on this size of a board, you have plenty of real estate. Just put it on the board. He's also got this Captain Coconut, which is just a fantastic name for a pedal. Kind of on the board, kind of off the board. Like at least everything else is like mostly committed, albeit signal flow is wild here. Yeah, that should just be on the board. Then you've got the Tube Screamer here, the Tube Driver, which are different. No issues with those being too similar. I actually would consider those pretty different. I don't like, is it taped? Was it taped on once? This Big Muff, these are super cool. Stinks that it doesn't have the knobs, but these are super cool. You got your best pedal like right there. What is this? Is this pedal? This, so this to the delay pedal is off the board. There's a lot I don't know about this. Looks like he's using this tuner and an ABY pedal from what I can tell. I mean, dude, it's 2024, man. There are tuners that'll do a great job and they exist in one box. You don't need an ABY for it. Don't understand that one. If everything were on the board, it would be less ick. If all of the cables were like at least somewhat, if things were at least tidy, this would be a lot lower. Even if you're at home and it doesn't matter because nobody's ever going to see your pedals, just have a little bit of self-respect and just put it in a way that makes sense a little bit, and you're not tripping over things, and there's just so much wrong with this board. Okay, it's hard to imagine seeing something worse than this. With that being said, we're talking about the internet here. So I'm going to say this one is a 9.5 on the ick scale for me. It's a terrible looking board. I hope this was a before photo and then they immediately fixed everything that is wrong here. That would be great. Moving on. Man, that M13. It's like having a pedal board on your pedal board. Whew. A lot of cool things going on this board. Also a lot, and I mean a lot, of overlap. So what does the M13 do? It does compression, drives, delay, mod, reverb, can do a whole bunch of things, and then can have a whole bunch of different settings for each of those different things. And it's got a looper. So that could replace half of this board. I'm not really sure, can't tell which DD unit this is. Not sure, but then also having a DD20 right next to it. It's got an OCD, that's cool. Philosopher's Tone, that's gonna be a compressor pedal, so yeah, no overlap there. Also need to mention that there's yet another delay pedal on this board. Oh, he does have a verb. He's got Verbzilla. So this guy's more delay and reverb. Okay, so a verb pedal here, delay pedal here, delay pedal here, delay pedal here, delay and verb here. What? And then everything that this can do. Pat, I'd like to buy a drive. The super shifters are cool. I think those are PS5s. Why you need two of them, I'm not really sure. Only thing I can think is that you've got like two settings on the PS5 that you use, and you have to have each of them. And yeah, it's one of those pedals that trying to like dial in during a set, it's not going to be a good idea. So that's kind of wacky. A lot of overlap, a lot. Also, you've got this weird cable coil here. I guess that's tap tempo for this guy, possibly. So maybe that's a TRS cable. It's the only size you could find. All right, whatever. And then the random yellow cable. The red cables I could almost deal with, but that random yellow, man, that just sticks out like a sore thumb. Ick factor on this one, I'm gonna say probably like a strong 8. Just generally kind of messy. Trying to troubleshoot this board would just stink. That would be really challenging. Also, another thing to think about, like which pedal is first? Like where's the beginning of this chain? Is it the memory man? You're surely not starting there. I don't know. If it's starting with a memory man delay pedal, that's wild. Wild. Yeah. Strong 8 on this one. Hey, if you're enjoying this content, make sure you like it down below. Oh. This is a palate cleanser. Ooh, and it's a good one. Golly. Whoo. I can get on board with that. No pun intended. This is very nice. Love, love, love how neat this is. He's got the smaller Peterson tuner, so that's cool. All of the cable, super uniform. Like, yeah. Very, very nice. Love the Morning Glory. I love the Super Bowl. He's got a TS9. If there's one thing I'd complain about this board, I just don't like the TS9 There are other tube screamers that I like better. I've got a moonshine, so if you're gonna keep all of your drives in the same family, you're only one away. I would much rather have a moonshine on this, but that's just me. And also, like, if you've got 4 drive pedals, you probably should have a lot of options as far as modulation, delay, and reverb. And what else does he have? The Strinity. He's got all 3 of the Strymon pedals that everybody loves. You would probably have a little bit of a time figuring out what sound is not on any of those. Like what's a sound that you can't get on one of those 3 pedals is wild. Yeah, so what would I change about this? Yeah, I would put a hypothetical Strymon pedal right here that is the same size as these and does all of the amp work and could do different sounds. I think that would be rad. So personally, I think that would be great. An update for the Iridium would be cool. Call it the Iridium 2, call it the Super Iridium. I don't know. As far as like the switching, the capability, there's very few things that you wouldn't be able to do with this board. All of the MIDI functionality, it's wild. As far as ick factor on this one, 0. 0. Yeah. Oh. No. No. Oh, man. Now that's a pedal board. That is wild. Okay. Let's just get through this. All right. A wah pedal. It's going to be a Crybaby. Or maybe could be somebody is a copy of a Crybaby. Not sure. A Big Muff. And which is this a... I don't know which Electro-Harmonix pedal that is. It's only got 1 knob on it. And then a switch. So that could be a filter. The wild thing about the carpet is like, if you were gonna go shag carpet, maybe like a more obnoxious color would like bring it back around. Like you just full send it. But that is the most hideous carpets I've ever seen. Maybe it's just the quality of the photo. I don't know. But that just looks like you found carpet that was thrown out of some old motel that has seen better days. And you decided to put it on a 2x2 square piece of plywood and then put 3 pedals on it. You know, I'm not here to judge the person. I'm here to judge the board. But the board says a lot about the person. Just saying. I mean, as far as pedal choices, those are not 3 things that I immediately find useful for what it's worth. If that guy loves them, great. Ick factor. Let's just jump right in. Ick factor. You tell me at home. Tell me, what would you rate it? I'm going to say ick factor of, I'm going to say 8.5, and here's why. There's a cable management hole drilled here. So at least you don't have all of the excess cable all over the top of this board. He's trying. I don't know what's happening with this. Is it a seat belt? You have a seat belt for your pedals? Is that what it is? He's got a seat belt for his pedals, guys. Yeah, that's wild. But because there's not cable everywhere on the board, I'll give him a little bit of grace there, but I'm going to say an 8.5. Yeah. 8.5. Yeah. The cable hole came from a cigarette burn. Yeah. There was already a hole in the carpet, so then they just went ahead and just drilled straight through. Wow. Yeah. Okay, that's a lot of board. All right. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and if you want to see some more pedal content, check out this video. It's a good one.